Alright, so in the last lesson, we did the blockout part 2, and now let's set up the camera. I'm gonna create a new collection pressing this little button at the top, or I'm gonna press right click, new collection, and I will rename this collection by double click or pressing F2 and call it camera and light. Now Shift A to add a new camera, move it up with GZ so we can see it. Now if you want to see from the camera point of view, you press 0 on the numpad and you can see exactly what we have in the camera. Now this camera is not very well placed. There are multiple methods to move the camera around. I will show you two of them. I will show you the classic one and my favorite one. Okay, so for the classic one, you have to click on this edge or on the camera over here. Now we can move the camera like every other object in the scene. For example, you can press G to move it around. We can rotate it pressing R. But for me, this method I feel it's very difficult. There is an easier way to move the camera around. So with the camera selected, I will press N and I will go over here to the view panel, and I have here an option. I will select this option, camera to view. I'll close this panel pressing N again, and now what that does is that the camera is gonna follow me around. So if I move around the viewport like usual, the camera is coming with me. So now I can position it exactly where I want. Let's say I want my camera to be like this. And that's it. When I'm happy with what I have, I go again and I press N and I deselect this one. So now that is not selected, if I move around the viewport, the camera doesn't follow me. You see, I even got out of camera view because it couldn't happen. And the camera, I place it over here just by following me around. Now if I want to see again from the camera perspective, I press 0 on the numpad and I go there again. But if I want to move the camera, I have to check this button. Because now if I move, as I showed you earlier, I will just go out of camera view. So press 0 again and lock this camera to view. And now I can move the camera around. And let's try to position it. I will position it something like this, but I want the camera to be a bit taller because I want the top part of this room to also be shown in the camera. So I will go here to the output properties, and here I have the resolution. I will change the Y to 1800, and this makes my camera taller. Now I still have this checked, so I will move it a little up because I want to see the upper room fully. So for this, I will just move my view up, something like this. I will deselect this for a little bit just to zoom in here a little in the viewport without zooming in the camera. Okay, now I'll check it again, because if I zoom in here, the camera follows me. So let's try to position this one, something like this. I think this is good. Alright, so when you are happy with your result, don't forget to deselect this camera to view, because we for sure don't want the camera to follow us. We want to place the camera and now the camera is stick here all the time. Perfect, you're doing so well. In the next lesson, we're gonna learn how to create the windows. Thank you for watching and see you in the next lesson. Bye!